Hello, I am Guillaume Delvallee. My Chinese name is Dai Ningzhi. I am the French Consul General here in Chengdu, covering the provinces of Sichuan, Chongqing, Guizhou, and Yunnan. I started about a year and a half ago already. That was in 2022, but this is not my first stint coming to China. I first came already more than 20 years ago, right at the time when it was announced that the 2008 Olympics would be held in Beijing. So that does not get any of us very younger, does it? And now very happy to be in the southwest of China. The consulate of Chengdu covers the provinces of Sichuan, Chongqing, Guizhou, and Yunnan, which gives me plenty of opportunities to be exploring all of those places. The diplomat is not a type of profession very familiar to a lot of the Laobaixing. It sounds very mythical, something that we spend our time sipping champagne in a party. But that is not the case, of course. Our main responsibility as a consulate is to serve as the main service center for the French people who are living in this region. When, just like you would go to the town hall to be able to get your shenfenzhen, to be able to register your wedding or the birth of your child, it is our job first and foremost to come to their help. Apart from that, there is a whole activity that is all about getting the Chinese and the French people to understand one another better. And that is done by promoting all kinds of operations that go from the business to the culture, education, science, visa, of course.
Et maintenant, permettez-moi d'inviter le consul général, Monsieur Dai Ningzhi, Guillaume Delvallee, à parler.
大家好，怎么样？请见。OK， 比较活力，不错。Sachez que la langue française est la 5e langue la plus parlée au monde. Mais c'est aussi la 2e langue la plus enseignée. Parce que vous le voyez, cette année, la francophonie est encore plus que d'habitude sous le thème du sport, en lien avec les Jeux Olympiques et les Jeux Paralympiques de Paris. 你们可以看我们有2个中的小朋友啊，这2个朋友要告诉我们的学生们，加油加油，恭喜恭喜，谢谢大家。
This event today is specifically devoted to high school and middle school students who have different opportunities to be playing in dubbing of movies, as well as in music, singing, and poetry.
C'est le premier moment où je serai sur le plus proche de la forêt.
Et montre-moi que tu caches dans ton dos.
All of the students who are very dynamically learning French and wanting to use it as an opportunity for communication, for culture, and for work, employment all around China. We will all throughout China have a very large amount of different events, mostly in the field of culture and tourism, which is the object and the focus of our year 2024. For the southwest region of China, we will focus a lot on different kinds of exhibitions that we want to bring all the way out to the Chinese people, not only in Chengdu, but also in Chongqing, in Guiyang, and Kunming. It is very meaningful to receive the exhibition by Bettina Reims and Serge family to come here today at Chengdu to open this special season of the Croisement Festival for the Southwest. Of course, the pictures in this exhibition are very staged. It is not exactly an intuitive, spontaneous moments with children or whatever happens in the street by chance. It speaks to us of what is the enduring, constant feeling of the people in the city, and by extension, what is the true spirit of the Chinese people. That is what is so strong about it. Our role now today is not to produce the show itself, is to put into contact two cultural institutions, economic institutions, all fields, to get them to talk, one of France, one from China, and to have the chance to be discussing and see what it is that they want to do today, this month, or this year, but also what it is they will want to do in the future. In that process, we will help establish the first communication between the two parties. We will help them we will advise them at the beginning. Gradually, they will get to know contacts. They will be able to do that by themselves. Actually, my first trip to Sichuan was not a year and a half ago. I visited several famous places, of course, But now that I have been living here, I have had the chance to experience a lot deeper understanding of this region, whether Sichuan and the 3 other provinces that I care for. I have started learning a few expressions of the language that is here, 你在爪子, and these types of expressions. It opens up channels of communication that we can be going beyond the first impressions that we have, and we can start understanding one another better. I have started learning about the rich history of this region, and beyond that, the culture and the food is the best thing to enjoy here in the Southwest. You know, when I was nominated to come to work in Chengdu, many of my colleagues in the French Waijiaobu told me how lucky I was because I would be eating so well. My favorites would be all kinds of Sichuan mian, from dan dan mian to nai tang mian, all of them. I love to discover that Sichuan cuisine is about many spices that are not necessarily spicy. It does not have to be mala to be really enjoyable. Especially, I want to insist of very high education, high level of financial institutions, and very high technology. To all the students who are maybe interested about going to study abroad, if you're going as a tourist solely, of course there are some places that you cannot miss. All throughout the world, we have a lot of different territories that they can explore. If they want to go surfing in Tahiti, you can go hiking volcanoes in the Reunion. You can go enjoying tropical beaches in Martinique or Guadeloupe. So this is the whole diversity of France. The Franco-Chinese relationship is especially very important. You might not know that the earliest cooperation between any local government in China and any local government in Europe was the relationship established between Montpellier and Chengdu already in 1980. This type of local government cooperation is one of the richest forms of cooperation that we can help push and promote as a diplomat working here at the French consulate. And I believe it has gathered importance in that there are people who have met or who have come to the other city. It is something that they will never forget, and they will get to enjoy far down the road, and they will remember for a long time. So I believe those types of local government cooperations are exactly those that help build the relationship of the future. When I myself will be gone from China and maybe retired, what will remain is the human exchanges that have been built from those cities. We are now at the 60th anniversary of our diplomatic relations, which in Chinese cosmogony represents a specific cycle of time. 60 years is the beginning of a new era, and so it seemed important to give a new dimension to our exchanges. As 2 of the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, we have a particular responsibility to the rest of the world, to be trying to go beyond our divergences, to learn about what unites us, what makes us humans together, and how it is that we can find compromises and solutions for the future. The 60 years celebration of our anniversary of diplomatic relations between France and China is a good opportunity to put into focus the high quality and variety of the relationships between our 2 countries. Today we can see that both in the fields of economy, commerce, trade, education, as well as culture, film, language, everything, the French and the Chinese people feel that they have a lot in common. And this is our goal, us French diplomats, as well as the Chinese diplomats who are back in France, to get the 2 people to understand one another better. We don't have to come from a place where we all immediately see the world in the same view. It is good and it is useful to have diversity of points of view. That is what I hope we can build on during this year of the 60th anniversary of diplomatic relations. And I hope that we can build 60 more years in the future working together on those global public goods and on all of the topics that require our cooperation as 2 big countries.